Every fighter that's under contract, if you want to tell the media what you're paid, that's up to you.
Paul vs. Diaz took place on August 5th at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. The fight had been building since it was announced in the spring of this year and marked the former UFC legend Nate Diaz's professional boxing debut. Welcome to MMA Money. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Let's jump right into the fight. Diaz appeared slow and off balance in the first round, and it looked like it could be a short night for the UFC vet, with Jake landing big shots early. However, Nate settled in over the next few rounds, though Jake led with his output and shots landed, scoring a knockdown in the fifth. Towards the end of the fight, Diaz proved that his cardio was still intact as he came on strong, landing several combos and taking at least one of the final rounds. Overall, however, the problem child clearly won the majority of the rounds, and the scorecards reflected that, giving him the unanimous decision win. Prior to the fight, Jake spoke about the state of boxing and made some bold claims about the amount of money he's made during his boxing career.
I think maybe I set a precedent of taking big fights and laying it all out on the line, and I think a lot of fighters followed suit. Oh, Jake Paul came into this sport in 2 years and made $45 million in a year, but meanwhile I haven't fought the big fight and I'm making maybe $500K, maybe $50,000. I need to lay it all out on the line. So I believe I did set that precedent and showed people the roadmap to making a lot of money and promoting these fights.
Jake also publicly offered Nate $10 million for an MMA fight in the PFL. Nate initially shrugged it off, saying it would have to happen in the UFC. However, post-fight, he seemed open to accepting the offer. Before I go any further, I want to be clear that I'll be doing a lot of speculating in the financial numbers. There aren't many reliable sources of information online regarding the contract terms, and the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation does not release boxing payout information. Reports have Diaz taking home as low as $500,000 guaranteed, however that would put his show money below what he earned in the UFC. Considering that Tommy Fury reportedly made $2 million guaranteed in Jake's last fight, I'd have to think that Nate made at least $1 million and possibly more. As for the pay-per-view numbers, MVP Promotions and Diaz's promotion Real Fight Inc. split the revenue 50-50. Jake and MVP have offered numbers ranging from 500 to 800,000 buys for the Fury fight, so if we assume this event made at least 500,000, it would put Nate's cut at $7,500,000. After the fight, the gate was stated to have been over $3 million, giving Nate another $1.5 million, taking the total up to $10 million. Although, it would be more accurate to say this is what Real Fight Inc. took in rather than Nate himself, since it doesn't account for any expenses from the event, such as the venue or paying the other fighters. However, it also doesn't include any deals or sponsorships that certainly would have increased the final tally significantly. Meanwhile, the winner, Jake Paul, earned a $3 million base salary, with his 50% cut of the pay-per-view also coming out to $7,500,000, along with his $1.5 million for the gate, bringing his promotion's total to $12 million. A far cry from the $30 million he claimed to receive from the Fury fight. However, again, there are several factors that could have affected this number, including the actual pay-per-view sales numbers, which may never be released. And that's all for this episode. As always, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and click the links on the screen to catch up on the most recent videos.